Picture a vast market of over 200 million people, most of them young, ambitious, and hungry for products and services that make life easier. Nigeria should be the crown jewel of African investment, yet boardrooms from Johannesburg to London to New York whisper the same refrain: Nigeria is too risky. Nigeria is too risky. The paradox is striking. In the past 2 years alone, more than a dozen global firms have pulled out of Nigeria, citing policy whiplash, spiraling costs, or currency headaches. Their exit left behind an estimated 58 billion hole in output. But while headlines focused on retreat, something else was happening quietly. Nimble operators, many with a sharper grasp of local realities, were thriving. Think of Nigeria as a rough diamond. From a distance, its jagged edges can scare off cautious hands. But for those willing to cut, polish, and adapt their tools, the brilliance beneath it is undeniable. The question for leaders like you is not whether the market holds potential. It does, I tell you it does, but whether your business is prepared to adapt its model to unlock it. The structural reality check. Know the terrain. Know the landscape. Every investor's first instinct is to ask, where is the demand? In Nigeria, demand is not the problem. It is not the problem. The real test lies in navigating the terrain, a landscape where the usual rules bend and sometimes break. Consider this. A multinational FMCG company once built a $300 million factory in an industrial zone outside Lagos. State-of-the-art equipment, global best practices, everything by the book. Yet, within 4 years, the plant shut down. It shut its doors down. Why? Not for lack of buyers, no, but because trucks crawled for days over cratered roads that are rough, electrical bills, running generator with diesel, with gas, rivaled payroll costs, and a patchwork of taxes for multiple agencies bled margins dry. What looked like a production hub on the map turned into a profit sinkhole in practice. This is the reality. In Nigeria, you don't just make products, you also make your own power, often to run your own logistics fleet, and sometimes even negotiate community peace before breaking ground. It's as if you are playing the same game of business, but with a different playbook, a different rule book, one that punishes the unprepared and rewards those who build resilience into their model from day one. For leaders evaluating Nigeria, the first question isn't how big is the market, but how much of the terrain are you willing to own? Are you ready to budget for diesel generators as if they were core machinery? Can your team stomach port delays where containers sit for weeks incurring demurrage? Do you have a tax strategy that navigates 50 plus overlapping levies without crippling margins? Those who see these obstacles as unsurmountable walk away, but those who treat them as inefficiencies to be converted into competitive moats by building power plants, by controlling logistics, by embedding compliance discipline, often discover that once the hurdles is cleared, the field is less crowded and the rewards more enduring. Adaptation, not transplant. The Nigerianization playbook. One of the biggest mistakes multinationals make in Nigeria is treating the market like a satellite office of London, New York, Johannesburg, you name it. They come in with a polished global playbook only to discover that the Nigerian consumer doesn't read from that script. Take Uber as a cautionary tale. In its early days, the company launched in Lagos with the same card-only payment model used in Europe and America. But in Nigeria, only a sliver of the population had reliable access to debit cards, and fewer still trusted online payments. Some people still use cash. Although they have card, they prefer using cash. For many, handing cash to a driver was not only convenient, it was the only option. Uber's sleek cashless vision collided with Nigeria's cash-first reality. What saved them wasn't stubbornness, but adaptation. Once Uber allowed riders to pay in Naira notes, adoption surged. The lesson: in Nigeria, global best practice often needs a local remix. The same story repeated across sectors. Consider transition. The Chinese phone maker, known for Techno and Infinix, while Apple and Samsung marketed glossy devices at premium prices. Transition studied how Nigerians actually use their phones. They noticed frequent blackouts, so they engineered phones with longer-lasting batteries. They saw people struggling, haggling 2 or 3 SIM cards to dodge poor network coverage. So they added multiple SIM slots. They realized that photos from iPhone did not flatter darker skin tones, so they tuned their cameras accordingly. Today, Techno is not just a phone brand. In many Nigerian households, it is the phone, I'm telling you, Techno, Infinix. By adapting design to local realities, Transition outpaced global giants who assumed their universal product would win. This principle extends beyond tech. Fast-moving consumer goods giants like Unilever and Nestle learned that most Nigerians shop daily, not monthly. Instead of large bottles of shampoo or ingredients, they introduced 50 naira sachets, tiny packs that fit the cash in a pocket and the reality of family's budget. What looked like selling less was actually selling smarter. Sachetization turned millions of price-sensitive shoppers into loyal, repeated customers. For executives, the key question is, where does our global model break in Nigeria, and how fast can we fix it? Can your product survive blackout? Can it fit the budget of someone living day to day? Can your payment system flex for a cash-first economy? Can your distribution go deep enough to reach a market stall in Ibadan, in some local areas in Delta State, in Sokoto, in Kebbi, not just supermarkets in Lagos? The companies that answered yes didn't just survive, they thrived. They proved that success in Nigeria isn't about transplanting a model, it's about Nigerianizing it. Nigerianize your model.